All right. So our module, as we started last week, was the global hospitality industry. Okay, so this module will provide students with an understanding of the hospitality environment, including the scope of the operations and facilities which shape the hospitality industry, which I did mention to you last lesson, the background, what covers the hospitality industry. Because many of the people, when they talk about hospitality, they are only talking about hotel, correct? Worst
Yeah.
is they are actually mistaken it as part of the hospital, which is to them when they oh, I want to take up that course because I want to work in the hospital, which is it's totally
Yeah.
different, correct? So there are some very common to them. They are not very particular with the word hospitality industry, which is I did mention to you the umbrella, the what composes the hospitality industry. I'll make it a bit faster because we did start this last lesson. So when we say hospitality industry, right? Hospitality, the standard industrial classification, okay, has defined its establishments, whether it is licensed or not licensed, or are allowed or not allowed to offer alcoholic drinks. Like for example, in Singapore, correct? Here, when you open a business, for example, you want to open a restaurant, for example, yeah. So a restaurant, you cannot just anyhow open a restaurant and then, oh, I want to offer beer. You cannot just do that in Singapore or any most of the countries. You must have your license. To it is a separate approval for the establishment to offer alcoholic beverages. You cannot just, oh, I want to sell beer or wines or liquor. So you need to get separate registration for that. During early time, those who offer uh this kind of business, there's a flag. They're putting a flag on top of their shop to give signal to the people. Oh, if they can see a flag, right, that means they
Mm.
are offering alcoholic beverage.
Oh.
Not everybody can just anyhow offer, especially in Singapore. Even here, the selling of alcohol, there's a certain uh, ml. Only you can offer it in public. Not
So unlike in the Philippines, right? If you are opening a grocery stores, then your ceiling require is okay. But here in Singapore, cannot.
cannot. And most of the countries, no.
Oh.
Only to us, yes. But and also for example, you cannot see more than 1,000 liquor, 1,000 ml outside. You can only see that one in the airport.
Okay.
Ah,
That's why no big alcoholic drinks outside the some in some small grocery stores, something like the
even you buy it
7-Eleven.
in the liquor shop, they don't allow. And even only, I don't know in other country, but in Singapore, right? I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether you are here that time or not. The one in where is it? In Tekka, in Little India.
Mm.
There was a time there's one Chinese driver. So what happened is he hit one Indian national.
Oh my God.
Then everybody, it creates alarm to the people, and that time it was Sunday. It was Sunday, and then what happened is
So crowded.
they really no they really surround the China driver, the Chinese driver. So they are trying to bang the bus because it is a bus. So they wanted to let the driver go out and hit the driver.
Oh my God.
And even the police, right? Even the
Mm-hmm.
mobile of the police, they pushed it, those Indian nationals. That is that triggers. And the thing is, right, crime in Singapore, it doesn't mean zero, but people are silent. It is not always broadcast in the television, but because of social media, that
Mm.
incident, it was actually live. Many people are taking video, and it was like all over the world. Like, right, Singapore, always we say, it this is a safe
Safe.
country. This is a
Yeah.
safe country, but end up when that thing happened, it actually gives the government the signal to let that this is the reason why now in Singapore until 10:30 or 10 o'clock.
10:30, yeah.
Until 10:30 only you can buy alcoholic drinks. This is one of the reason. So that's why very, very strict for alcoholic drinks. Even the cigarette here, right? You cannot
Yeah.
just bring a cigarette from other country, bringing here in Singapore. The cigarette stick here got the logo, something like what do you call that?
Logo.
There's a word. I don't know the word. There's a word that means it's like duty-fiable, duty-free,
Oh,
duty-free. So they know, automatic, they know if your cigarette no like a mark like that, that
no
means not
label.
from Singapore. Like what happened, just to share, like my uncle, when he came here, he didn't know. He was not informed, he was not aware. He just arrived from airport, and then one taxi driver helped him to bring down all his luggage. Out of
Hmm.
gratitude, to say thank you to the taxi driver, you know what happened? He gave 2 packet of cigarette from Philippines.
Oh,
Straight away, he didn't even go to the accommodation. No? He was actually brought to cantonment, and he paid $1,600.
oh my God.
That's why I say, don't ever, ever bring cigarette in Singapore. Because all this, right, in the bar, when they are selling alcoholic drinks, they are also selling cigarette together.
Yeah.
So that is one regulation in Singapore. But when we talk about hospitality, we go back to the hospitality. Okay? We always talk about accommodation plus food and drinks. But not all type of accommodation are offering food and drinks. That's why in different country, we don't expect that if the hotel or the accommodation in Singapore, the hotel is 5 star, we don't expect that in other country that is also 5 star or 4 star or 3 star hotel. It depends to the government body or the organizations that categorize the hotel. And if you could notice, only in Singapore also got a half star, 3.5 star, 5 star, 4 star, 3.5 star, 3 star, 2 star, 1 star. What does that mean? Meaning it doesn't meet the requirement of a 4 star and higher than 3 star hotel. That's
So what
why
is the 1 star is just like an inn?
it depends, most of the time if 1-star, 2-star, they don't really offer the F&B. We cannot specify because different country has different category.
Okay.
If you could note, I'm not sure if you already visited hotels in Indonesia.
I go in Indonesia in Bali. Bali? Yeah.
Bali. In
Ah,
Bali.
Bali. Bali.
Bali. What about
Bali.
in Batam? Because I always used to go in Batam to do massage. Last time, the
Um,
hotels there, it is only categorized as 3-star, but very, very big hotel.
I've been there in Novotel.
Novotel, most of the
Yeah.
time, Novotel 4-5-star.
Yeah. I only
Or
go there at Novotel. Yeah.
four,
Manila.
5-star. Which is, it may be 4-5-star, let's say in Indonesia, and when they franchise Novotel in Singapore, it may be different. So not all country, it depends to the classification. For example, in Singapore, very limited space.
Mm.
Correct? For example, Holiday Inn. If you could visit Holiday Inn here, already 5-star, but the room is very small. It's very small, but it is already classified as 5-star. But in other country, for example, in Philippines, there are Holiday Inn that is only categorized as 3-star hotel. Imagine the same name, the same Holiday Inn, franchised hotel.
So what is the differences?
Number one, room size. What else? The general classification of the country also.
Oh, okay.
For example, in Singapore, right, very limited area.
Mm.
So already categorized as 5-star, but if you could compare that in other country, very big difference in terms of room size. What else? The F&B, the other facilities, the type of room, the number of rooms. So there are different indicators how they categorized the hotel. Okay, in different country. But whatever it is, when we talk about hospitality, we are talking about the accommodation, the lodging, plus food and beverage.
And the service.
Yes, the service. You can see not all accommodations, the staff are wearing uniform.
Yeah.
Not all.
Yeah, I in Sogo Hotel they're not wearing uniform. I like the other what's the information they're wearing hotel receptions, but the other stuff,
They
the
don't
housekeeping
wear,
did
they
not.
don't really
Yeah.
wear the usual uniform of the hotel. Okay?
Yeah.
So I'll move on. Okay. I'll give you the idea about the history of hospitality industry. Okay. Thermal bath in villages for rest developed by the Greek mansions to provide accommodation for travelers on government business built by the Romans on Middle Eastern roads caravanserais, established as a resting place for caravans, monasteries, and abbeys, offered refuge to travelers, religious orders built in. I'll just make it I'll summarize it for you. When we talk about the history where hospitality started, it was actually started by two main group of people. People from Rome, the Romans, and people from Greece, the Greeks people. Okay? Let me So, two groups of people are Greeks and Romans. When we talk about Greek people, that started this one, this Greek people.
Mm.
Okay? When we talk about Greek people, okay, we are talking about religion. All right? So the Greek people are the people who started. Then what is the relationship of hospitality there? Because being hospitable, from the hospitality comes from the Greek word hospice, being hospitable. Okay? So the people in Rome believe that whoever knock in their door can be sent by God or an evil. Can you
So
imagine?
accommodating.
Uh, like they have no other option but to accommodate the people and the practice last time. The practice last time was when people knock at your door, whether it's in the middle of the night, you have no other option but to accept that person.
Yeah, you
Give
can
them
let them in,
uh
offer their food, something like that.
give them the food,
Oh,
give them
yeah.
a place to rest and sleep. So you don't
Like
even
us,
know
like
who they
Filipino, right?
something like that, being hospitable. Okay? So it was actually practiced before by Greeks because they have a very strong belief in their religion.
Mm.
And you know karma, right?
Yeah.
Mm. To
Yeah, I
them,
believe in karma.
they to them, karma is also one of their what do you call this? It's also one of their
Fear.
belief that
Oh,
if you do good to others, it will come back to you. Good also.
yeah.
May not be in the same form, but it can be in different form. That's what uh, they believe. Okay? They have a very strong belief. And imagine last time, when they knock in your door, you have no other option. And as long as they want to stay in your place, they will stay. No,
Oh,
like
no.
3 days, 2 nights, 2 days, 1 night. No. You must accept them as long as they need your help.
Oh, shit.
Okay?
So,
That is their belief. Hold on, hold on. So, those are the belief of Greek people from Greece. Okay? Believe in their religion. Another group of people are Romans from Rome.
sorry. Nawala ako. Sandali.
Okay, okay, okay.
Ano?
Hmm. I can, and
Sorry. Nag-hang up yung phone ko.
It's okay. No worry. Take your time.
Okay na. Okay na. I-adjust ko lang yung volume. Tapos nawala. Sorry po.
No worry.
Okay na po. Thank you.
Can you see me?
Yes. It's
Good na.
clear. Sorry.
No worry. You can see me?
Yes.
I cannot see me.
Huh?
Okay.
Okay.
Kita mo na ako?
Opo.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, as I mentioned, when we talk about hospitality, two main group of people, Greeks and Romans. Greeks are mostly for religious purposes and Romans for power. For power. Okay? They want power. That's why if you could, I don't know whether you watch old movies. So when they travel from one place, same like people who come to Philippines, Magellan, right? Magellan
Yeah.
go to Philippines and then for 333 years, we are under the colony of Spanish people.
That is in history subject.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they traveled from one place to another. Okay? They traveled from one place to another to conquer land. They want power. That if I go to this place, this is mine. Like that. Same like what they did who is the Stamford Raffles, Singapore.
Mm.
Travel to Singapore. This is my place. Like they own it. They want
Like Muslim in Mindanao before, right? Then my old grandpa told me that where they are in Mindanao before, because that land is no owners. Then if you are farming that land, so meaning that is yours.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. It's true. The funny thing there is it's because our ancestors very is saglit. Inano ko nga yung video. Paano? Teka lang ha. Hindi ko kasi Can you see? Still can see?
Yes, it's
Okay.
clear.
So this one, for example, like what your screen sharing is paused. What? Pause. Okay. So for example, right? So Greeks and Romans, these are the first two group of people. Okay, when they travel, and there's so many history about where hospitality started. There was also a part of the history that people travel because of they wanted to just survive. Okay, they will just go from one place to another, and there was no transportation before. Correct? Last time, what they are using are animals like camel. Okay, they are just using carabao, horse
Horse. Yeah.
to travel from one place to another. But even before that, people travel from one place to another place by barefoot. Walk. They will walk from one place to another and then look for food to eat. They will hunt animals, the skin of the animals, they will use it as their clothing. You know, when they are tired, what they will do, they will just go in one place and then under the tree, they will sleep. When they wake up, they will hunt again animals to be their food, wild rooster in the forest. Okay, when they see river, they will take water and then walk again. Walk and walk and walk. And up to they go from one place to another. That's why if you could trace back the history of hospitality and tourism, where travel started. All right? And also in Japan, it was already very, very old time wherein thermal bath. You see that? This one? Thermal bath.
Yeah, Thermal Baths Village for
Thermal
the
bath, it was very popular in Japan. Okay? Those like sauna.
like Batis, ganun.
In Philippines, those in oh, you're not from Luzon area, right? There are these
Visayas.
places in Laguna, hot spring.
Oh, yes,
Ah,
some hot spring.
hot spring. So this hot spring, it's like their thermal bath. So to them, it is really like it can cure sickness. That's why if you could trace back the history of hospitality industry, yung mga sauna, spa, foot spa, face spa, body spa, these are not new anymore. Even during early times, all these were already happening. They just changed the wordings. They just changed the term used for it. What else? The
This
word,
hospitalize.
yes, and also this word. If you could see this word, the word hospice. This one. Hospice.
Yeah, hospice.
Okay, this word, this
Hospice
hospice,
pala yun.
yes, this word,
Oh,
hospice.
the hospice.
Uh, hospice comes
Hospice
from
pala yun.
this word, okay? This is where the word hospitality started, okay? And hospitals for those traveling numerous refuge. And another word that you may encounter is this pilgrims. Who are these pilgrims? Pilgrims are those people, okay? Are those people who travel for religious purposes. Okay? So they go from one place to another. They go to the holy places. For example, there are some people they will go to, like for, let's say for Catholic, we will go to Holy Land. So many of the Catholic, their ultimate dream, if they are Catholic, is to go to what do you call this, in Rome, in Vatican, to see the
Yes.
Pope. For Chinese, where they want to go, they want to go to the temple and pray. For those Muslim, they want to go to mosque. So when these people travel from one place to another place for the purpose of their religion, we call them as pilgrims. All right? What they are doing are pilgrimage. Okay? So that's why we also have these people, crusaders. Where they go? They will go to Holy Land. Definitely, if they travel, they need a place to sleep. Correct? Hold on na, Grace.
Okay.
Saglit. Sorry. Okay.
It's fine.
All right. Okay. So, those are the people, we call them as pilgrims. Pilgrims, these are people. This one, this word, people. The travel that they are doing, we call it as pilgrimage. Okay, so what is the purpose of that one? Those people who travel for religious
Religious.
purposes. Those are the earliest reason of people when they travel for religion. What
That's why
else?
so many religions in the world.
They go from different place to, that's why you see Greek people, they travel from one place to another to spread their religion. That is when you trace back the history of hospitality. There was also a history. Remember when Joseph and Mary, during Christmas, when Joseph and Mary, they are going from one place to another, and then because Mama Mary need to give birth to Jesus,
Yeah.
so place all the tavern. They use this word. Hold on. Okay. This word,
Um,
tavern.
how
Okay. They use they are looking for a tavern. So there's all full. There's only one. There's only one available. The place where they put their horses. That's why Sabsaban. That's where Jesus Christ was born.
yeah.
That story you can also use, and you can also find that one as part of the
Of
history where hospitality started.
oh,
That story of Jesus and of Mama Mary and Joseph looking for a place. And they did mention this. Imagine, they did mention this. And when you mention that one, we are talking also about accommodation. That's one part of their accommodation during early
yes.
time.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, no worry. Then the Industrial Revolution started also.
Okay.
This one.
Industrial revolutions.
Mm. The Industrial Revolution triggered the construction of hotels in mainland Europe and England and American in New York and Copenhagen. Hotels were established in city centers early 1800s. If you could notice, right, it was not really very very old time when accommodation was built. Okay. So it was built in London and holiday resorts constructed along the French and Italian rivieras in Japan. Ryokan. That's Ryokan. Ryokan.
Ryokan.
No, Ryokan. Two
What?
words. Ryokan, then guest houses. They call the accommodation in Japan as Ryokan. This one only.
Oh, so long already, right? 18s.
1800s. But it was still
1800.
modern. It was still modern if you compared and trace back the history of other industry. Hospitality is still not very old. And then during the 20th century, 1919, the Barcelona Ritz had bathroom with hot and cold water. These are the, when you trace back the history of how hospitality developed from during early time, from the antiquity time up to the modern time, you could see the difference. And
Mm.
the accommodation before, don't know whether I have photo here. Those early time, it was just like a four-walled room like that. And then the travelers will be like this one open. Wherever they want to sleep, they can sleep. So it's just a four-walled type of accommodation.
Just like a living room.
Yes, open area. It was just like an open area where they can rest. Because, and to them, right, the funny thing, if you could trace back the history, what happened is they are using horses, right? And
Yes.
let's say I go from one place, I will rest there, and then I will change my horse. I can change because no car that time, what, right?
Yeah.
Horses. Their their uh their transport, their means of transportation is the
Or,
what do you call this? The horses.
or is a donkey? Sa
Donkey,
donkey.
camel,
Oh, yeah,
camel.
camel.
So they are also using that, and then they are using the hump of the camel. They're putting their belongings there. So that's how during that time there was already an evidence that travels already happening. Okay. Now let's go to the common terminologies we have in accommodation. This one also I let you watch the time. So when we talk about hospitality sector, there are two main group, private and public. When you
Mm.
say private, right? When you say private, These are the service accommodation, non-service accommodation, and then we also do catering. There are some voluntary organization, okay, education and professionals, trade association, and government-related organization. Okay, this is how we compose the hospitality industry. When we see private, from the word private, means there are private owner. Okay, there are private owner. There are also hospitality sector that is under the government, that is public, for public use. Okay, like hospital, there are private and there are public.
Yes.
Right. Okay, so the hospitality sector includes all business. That's why if you talk about hospitality sector, we are talking about this.
Food, beverage, and accommodations.
Yes.
Yeah, like other people, right? They are asking my auntie, she's asking, what course are you taking? I said hospitality management. Oh, you work in hotel? No, no, sorry. You work in hospital in the future? She said that. No, I've said that no, hospitality is not for hospital. It's just a food and beverage, working hotel, something like that.
Yes.
Oh, okay. She said like that. Oh, I said that not the hospitality means hospital.
Mm. And also very, because in Philippines, course
And
common, if you're taking this
HRM, yeah,
course, you're taking this one, HRM.
yeah,
Hotel,
yeah.
so to them automatic it's related to hotel. But make it
Mm.
broader. That is this one.
Hospitality.
Hospitality sector or hospitality industry, which is, as always, when we talk about hospitality, F&B plus accommodation. And also, this one also include this one. Restaurant, pub, bars and clubs, hotels, contract catering, and hospitality services. Okay?
Why in the Philippines is HRM? Why in the other countries is hospitality? Something like that. Why? What is the
Because this
difference?
is last time, actually last time when we take up this course, this one
Mm.
is an engineering business, it is under business department. For example, like in the college, right? Oh, actually
Yes,
our department is under business department. Under that, one of the sector is hotel and restaurant management.
management. Yeah,
Very specific. Hotel, restaurant. Very specific.
yeah.
Okay?
Because when I was college, there have some HRM criminology. So that's why when I hear in Singapore is hospitality management, in the Philippines it's HRM.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Eh.
but same meaning, right?
Yes.
As
This
I
is the
mean,
focus. This is specific.
oh, okay.
This is specific. Okay? You can see the difference here. So for example, in private sector, we have serviced and non-serviced accommodation. When we say serviced, okay, hotel, formal accommodation offering full service, this can include this. And non-service, they are doing their own
So non-service is a private sector.
pub. This, like you do your own. You see
Okay.
that?
Yes. Yeah. Just
Here,
provide your own food.
someone
Yeah.
someone will do for them.
It's like the if you order something that self-service and non-self-service, something like that, right?
No, like in the hotel. or like okay, non-service, if you
Ay,
could
sorry.
see the difference
Open
of
hotel.
Airbnb. B&B. You need to do your own. Meaning, for example, you need to wash, if you want to wash your clothes, you need to wash it. If you want to have food, you need to cook your own food if they allow, if they allow. If you want to clean the room, you need to clean the room. You need to do it your own, like Airbnb. Self-service. You
Oh,
need to do
yeah.
everything on your own. But when you say serviced, someone will do for you. Because the thing here is you are paying for it. You understand? So an
Yeah.
example of this is exactly when you go into hotel. You are hungry, you will call room service.
To give you food.
Okay? You want them to change or clean the toilet? Someone, housekeeper will do for you. So there are people who will do the job for you because you pay for it.
You're paying.
Correct. And of course, the expectations that you will have, okay? The expectations is depend to how much you
You
will
pay.
pay.
My
Let's
God.
say you pay, imagine, imagine, hold on. Let me just show you this one. Take off video. Naintindihan mo naman ako?
Opo. Yeah.
Okay.
Klaro po. Nasa may tanong, sorry if mapala
Yung off record,
tanong.
yung off record ko para
Okay.
pag Tagalog.
Sorry if maano ako yung parang nagka-counterpoint tayo. Yung matanong ba? Para maintindihan
Gusto ko
ko.
nga yun eh. Dadalawa na nga lang tayo, dapat talaga magtanong ka.
Oo. Kasi para maintindihan mo talaga, di ba?
Trade
Kasi
90 plus
interested
stock
ako
markets
eh.
worldwide plus selected ETFs and options around the clock from your mobile device. Not sure where to
Start with options. Ask
Wizard to get some standards.
Okay.
The most expensive hotels in the world. Would you like to relax on beautiful hidden beaches?
I can't see anything.
Rooms with an incredible view of the
Can
city.
hear?
Time to choose an option.
I can't see anything on you.
Luxuries and eccentricities.
Number 10, La Plaza Hotel.
Yeah.
Welcome to New York. Today, you'll visit one of its most iconic hotels. And yes, you've already seen its facilities on the big screen. Here, you'll
One
have
of
the
the
most
oldest
lavish and
hotels.
expensive experience in the Royal Suite. In its incredible 4,500 square feet, you'll feel like in a grand palace overlooking
Oh,
Fifth
my
Avenue
God.
and the legendary Pulitzer Fountain. The suite has 3 bedrooms, a stately living room, and its master bathroom features mosaic
fashioned.
floors and dazzling 24-karat gold-plated fixtures. Plus, you'll have a 24-hour white glove butler, all for $40,000 a night. Another hotel with this same price is the Grand Resort Laganisi in Athens, Greece. At the Royal Villa, you'll feel like you're escaping to a blue water paradise with luxuries that include 2 master bedrooms with king-size beds and a private massage area. But
See how
what's
much,
truly
huh?
spectacular are the heated pools. Imagine yourself sunbathing on the large terrace or in the crystal clear waters of the
Quite nice
pool.
the place.
Do you need anything else? Before moving
That's
on,
what I'm
I
saying.
have an eccentric
You
trivia
are
for you,
wasting
from the
your
top of
dollar.
which 5-star deluxe
On what
hotel did
facility
David
they
Guetta
can
give an
offer
amazing live concert in February 2021? A. Four Seasons Hotel Gwangju. B. Burj Al Arab. C. Seminole Hard Rock. Let's continue with this top. Number 9, Raj Palace Hotel. Get ready for a royal experience in Jaipur, India. The Raj Palace was built in 1727 by Princess Jayendra Kumari. The 16th generation royal descendant and current owner turned it into a luxurious palace hotel. Every corner of this place will mesmerize you as if it were magic. You can get immersed with stories of princes and kings in its 50 luxurious rooms inspired by Mughal architecture, featuring pieces from the royal family's museum collection. Not to mention the culinary delights with a la carte buffet and thali dishes, a lunch that includes regional cuisine and dishes from royal principalities around the world. The restaurant has been superbly decorated with gold leaf and majestic crystal chandeliers. Mind you, this is the most expensive hotel in Asia at a daily rate of up to $43,000. Number 8. The Hilltop
Wow,
Estate
so expensive.
Resort. A true tropical paradise hidden on an island in the Fiji archipelago with a private airstrip. One night here will cost you $45,000, but
One
what
night,
will you
huh?
get for that price? Well, you'll relax in one of its 3 luxurious villas with panoramic views of the island's landscapes and the beautiful turquoise water of the
One by
Coral
one
Sea.
island.
The cozy
For
villas
one
can
night.
accommodate up to 8 people where you'll fully
In
enjoy
the
nature
Philippines, you
inside
can buy
any of
already
them.
your own
All
island.
structures are made from local
Yeah,
materials
true.
like sago palms, doga timber, and magi magi, which is coconut husk. There's even an incredible bathtub made of solid wood. You'll also have access to a large private pool with a waterfall and glass edge, a golf course, and the services of a nanny, chauffeur, and chef. Plus, you'll walk around a dream resort. What do you say? Are you also thinking of making a reservation? Number 7. The Conrad Maldives. Here, you'll
Oh,
literally
that's the
submerge in a
famous one.
relaxing underwater experience. The Conrad Hotel in the Maldives offers you the Maraca, a luxury 2-level residence where the most spectacular part is below the Indian Ocean. Going down the spiral staircase or elevator, you'll enter a private underwater aquarium. The master bedroom is an acrylic dome submerged over 16 feet under the water. You'll have to take a private seaplane or a speedboat to get to this exclusive place. The upper level is quite luxurious, featuring 2 bedrooms, a bathroom with an ocean-facing tub, and an outdoor deck with a pool from where you'll enjoy the view of an infinite ocean. Don't forget about the jet skis that you'll have at your disposal. To complement your stay, you'll have a 24-hour private chef and butler. Just make sure you have $50,000 a night. Number 6.
Yes.
Hotel Martinez. Do you love European culture and artworks? Then the penthouse suite located on the top floor of the Hotel Martinez in France at $53,000 a night is for you. In this 1,000 square foot suite, you'll not only enjoy the private jacuzzi on the terrace with a breathtaking view of the Bay of Cannes, but also admire lithographs from Picasso, Duffy, and Style decorating its walls. Moreover, this penthouse offers king-size beds, marble bathrooms, and a Turkish bath. If you too want to feel like a superstar, don't forget to make your reservation early, as this hotel gets overbooked with rich and famous people during the Cannes Film Festival. Number 5. Four Seasons. Time to enjoy a 360-degree panoramic view of New York. The Ty Warner penthouse on the 52nd floor of the hotel is the result of 7 years of collaboration between famous architects such as I.M. Pei, Peter Marino, and visionary hotel owner Ty Warner, who didn't hesitate to give it the most exclusive features. The suite's bedroom features 22-karat gold-threaded Thai silk fabrics, plus you can see Central Park from its huge bronze-clad windows. The master bathroom is made of rock crystal and has a panoramic Chinese onyx-clad bathtub, considered a
You are
semi-precious
seeing the
stone.
view.
You'll also have a chauffeured Rolls-Royce car at your disposal.
This is on one
The
of the
4,300
oldest
square
hotel
foot Ty Warner penthouse was a $50 million investment, so don't be surprised that a night in this place costs $60,000. Number 4. The Mark Hotel. It's the turn of the hotel with the largest penthouse suite in the United States at 10,000 square feet. You'll get 5 bedrooms, 2 bars, and a large living room that can be transformed into a full-size ballroom with high cathedral ceilings at the Mark Penthouse for $75,000 a night. As you can see, here elegance and modernity are combined at their best, along with beautiful natural light. You won't be able to resist its 8,202 square foot terrace with an outdoor dining area to enjoy the best caviar or lamb with a panoramic view of Central Park in New York. Those who also couldn't resist the charm of this oasis in the
Our
sky
home
were Anna
already.
Wintour, Katie Holmes, and Meghan Markle, who celebrated their baby shower here in 2019. Number 3. Hotel President Wilson. If you're someone who highly values discretion and security but doesn't give up on luxury and amenities, you should stay at the Royal Penthouse of this hotel in Geneva, Switzerland, named after the 28th President of the United States. The suite is 19,375 square feet and is protected with bulletproof windows. It also has a private elevator, 24/7 security, a security camera system, and a fortified safe. That must be why it's one of the favorite suites of Bill Gates and Michael Douglas. No wonder, as here you have the entire 8th floor of the hotel to yourself with a breathtaking view of the Swiss Alps and Lake Geneva. 12 bedrooms, 12 bathrooms, and a dazzling jacuzzi. It'll cost you $80,000 a night, and you're lucky because in 2014, the Royal Penthouse held the Guinness World Record for most expensive hotel room for its then rate of $83,200. However, this time it was surpassed by
Can I confess something, Lama?
I'm all ears.
Since you recommended Monday.com's AI blocks, word got so much.
Number 2, Palms Casino Resort. Here, things have reached another level because you're in Las Vegas, where people live to the fullest. The Empathy Suite at this hotel is a masterpiece itself, worth $100,000 per night. Just look at the superb decor with contemporary art pieces by British artist Damien Hirst. And if you're a fan of marine wildlife, you'll be amazed by 2 imposing real sharks inside a formaldehyde tank. At 8,987 square feet, it features 2 master bedrooms, a jacuzzi overlooking the Las Vegas Strip, and a stunning private pool. Continuing the eccentric tour, you'll find a 13-seat curved bar filled with what appears to be medical waste positioned underneath a suspended marlin skeleton. Extravagance worthy of a night in Las Vegas. Here you'd have no problem putting together a big party with 50 people. What are you waiting for? Time to know the answer to the trivia. David Guetta threw a staggering concert from the top of the Burj Al Arab Hotel in Dubai, specifically on the platform of this incredible hotel that's been used as a helipad and can turn into a golf course or platform for large events. The Burj Al Arab is one of the most luxurious hotels in Dubai, and to prove it, it has a bar with 21,000 Swarovski crystals on the ceiling. But its luxuries don't end there. The most incredible experience it has to offer is dining in one of its restaurants that has a large aquarium with seawater. So, get your $28,000 ready if you want to spend a night at this hotel. Now, get ready for a real break far, far away from the city. Number 1. Lover's Deep, the luxury submarine. This hotel is one of the most exotic in the world. Imagine enjoying a romantic experience contemplating the depths of the Caribbean Sea. Fish and other marine life pass by the windows while you receive A1 attention from the captain, a private chef, and a personal butler. The soundproof rooms feature a luxurious 2-person bathroom and breathtaking views. As the perfect complement, there's an aphrodisiac menu and gourmet dishes that include oysters, Russian caviar, an exquisite chocolate fondant with essence of royal pomegranate, and lots of champagne. A one-night stay at Lover's Deep will cost you no less than $150,000 per person or $292,000 per couple. What do you say? Are you up for this adventure under the sea? That underwater view sure is worth it. Did you enjoy this giveaway? Don't forget to subscribe to TrendMax
For content.
Amazing. So amazing.
Diba? Parang,
Yeah.
yan yung, hold on, let me open this. That's what I'm saying. You are actually, okay. You are also, you are basing your expectations of how much you can afford to pay. If you have $292,000, why not, right? So those
true.
are accommodations under serviced. When you say non-serviced, ito yung these are the apartments, villas, cottages, but you guests provide their own food. Then you can do your own cooking. If you want to wash your clothes, there are washing machine there, but you need to do it your own. Like for example, another non-service, yung mga those campus accommodations. For example, when I was studying my university time, I was staying in the university hostel. So in the hostel, we are 4 students. So this one is not open to the public. So exclusively for staff or students of the university. And can you imagine, I was paying during my time, but not very, very old. I was paying around 18 Singapore dollar per month.
18.
Eight,
That's
okay, 18 Singapore dollar per month and
500.
600, around 600
600.
pesos. So
Mm.
inside the room, when you open the room, toilet, okay, good for four. We are four. Double decker bed. So two double decker. So we are total four girls inside. When you open left side cabinet, our cabinet. So two shares in one cabinet. And then on the right side, the toilet, and then the double decker, and no aircon, electric fan. And
So,
we are not allowed also to bring cooking equipment and television. We are not allowed to bring TV time. And the time, not very popular, the use of handphone.
mm.
So I have my, like radio, like that. Then, yeah, we are not allowed to wash our clothes in the hostel.
So where did you wash your clothes?
Whenever
Outside.
I go, because that's in Manila, then I'm from Bataan, so 4 hours travel. So every weekend I will go back to my hometown and then wash clothes there and then go back again there Monday morning.
So you need to bring a lot of clothes because you cannot wash in your hostel.
And then we're not allowed to cook, so we need to buy our food outside.
Wow.
Yeah. But
Terrible.
the funny thing there is that's why my college life also not very uh enjoy, but like because the hostel the hostel fourth floor, there are seven floor building. Fourth floor is the hostel for girls, fifth floor for foreign students, sixth floor for boys. So we
Mm.
are in the fourth floor, and then imagine that is the hostel for hospitality student, for HRM student. So imagine my hostel is in fourth floor. I was staying there in fourth floor, and then our classroom for the classes is in third floor. So I just need to go one level down to go and attend my classes because the building is for HRM. So
Oh.
the funny thing, because it's non-serviced accommodations, right? So usually what my teacher is doing when we have our housekeeping class, so what our teacher will do is we as HRM students, we will clean the rooms of the students there as practice.
Oh.
Imagine then they say, I will just clean my own room.
Your school is private?
Government,
Oh.
PUP,
Happy
Polytechnic
you.
University of the Philippines. And
Where is color?
our in Santa Mesa, our course fee there is per semester, like around there also, like less than $15 per semester. Kasi sa government,
Oh.
there's a maintaining grade.
Yeah, when you're in your time because that time is not so expensive.
Exactly. Then
Yeah.
my allowance there weekly, yeah, around 1,000 peso. So I will need to buy my food. I need to transportation. If I need to go to the main campus, I need to take the jeep, and then because food is strictly not allowed to cook there. So I
So
need to buy
terrible.
outside the accommodation. So what I'm trying to say is if it is non-service, everything is not provided. But if it
Yeah.
is service like hotel, okay, like hotel, someone will do for imagine you are in Singapore, very expensive hotels here. I think that the cheapest those, let's say less than 100. But if you will pay that less than 100 in other country, that's already a very nice hotel. But in
Yeah,
Singapore,
in our country, right? We
hmm.
can be a five-star hotel.
Si ano ba, already visited Philippines? Not yet.
Yes, she visited the Philippines
Oh,
in
yeah, he was there
Manila,
before.
and yeah, she told you, right? She's
Mm-mm.
been before in Manila, then go in Boracay for
Manila,
the
Manila
trip.
accommodations very expensive. Even the internet there now. Wow, I was so shocked. Like you need to pay how much per night per day for the internet connection. The last time when you need to use the internet, you're not going to have your own if you don't want to use data last time. Not
Hmm.
not available. Wow, the internet there is very expensive,
It's
especially
not
in the area.
included with the hotel pay.
Not all, not all. Okay, so it's quite expensive. And there are other service accommodations, bed and breakfast,
Yes.
farmhouses. In Kranji, there's a farmhouse there. And then non-serving youth hostel, campsites. Campsites not much in Singapore. Where is it in uh the campsites? This one, but not much here because here not much of forest here. Okay. So when we talk about private sector, okay, the food service sector, non-accommodation hospitality service, restaurant, fast food outlet, cafeteria, public house, pubs, bars, clubs, and canteen. These are the food service sector. Also, also can be serviced or non-serviced food service. What's the difference of that one? Same thing, like for example, restaurant. That is serviced. From the time you enter, they will assist you. Table for two, ma'am. Table for three, ma'am. They will assist you. They will even, if it is a formal dining, they will even put the napkin in your lap. You know, all those services, if you need extra water, immediately when you sit, they will serve you water. So it's like fully serviced. There are some non-serviced, meaning, for
So,
example, in like school canteen, hospital, public hospital, you have no options.
like
Whatever
Jollibee.
whatever they give you, you will take it. For example, in government hospital, you cannot
Mm.
they are providing food service, but you cannot choose. You cannot choose your own.
Yeah.
Okay, you cannot choose. It's only you. You need to just take whatever they offer because they have the
Okay.
cycle, food cycle. They do food cycle. So for example, um
The food will be here in a few minutes. I already about to shop.
for example, 2 months. I don't know for you how you prepare food. Is it cycle menu? For example, Monday to Friday. Monday to Sunday, you already plan your menu.
It's different on my employer's instruction.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But she don't have any plans. So today is this, tomorrow is that. No. But she told me I need to ask before I go to sleep, right? What's food for tomorrow morning? Because I'm cooking for my sir's lunchbox. So before I sleep, I asked her, what should I cook for tomorrow morning for lunch? Then she told me like that, don't have any plans for food cycle or something like that.
Um,
If I cook something new, then she said that if she like the food I cook, then she said that, next day you cook the same because I like the way you cook like that.
oh, okay. So
Yeah,
don't have really like, okay, for example, one whole, let's say 2 week cycle menu. So
no,
for
don't
example,
have
after
any.
2 weeks, the same food again.
No, it's not like that. If ever she, because my sir is bringing food, right? Whatever she brought in the market, then only like that. It's not the same food as other day, no.
Mm.
Whatever he took in the whatever he brought in the market, you must cook that one. Then they only go to market once a week. Then whatever foods he bring, that I only cook that. The other people, right? They have the chart from Monday to Friday, cook this one.
Mm-mm.
Yes. Then morning, the lunch and dinner, you cook this one. They have a chart Monday,
Yeah.
Friday.
Because
Till
there are some with like that. For example, Monday breakfast, lunch, dinner. Tuesday
yes,
breakfast, lunch, dinner. So it that's why we call it a cycle menu because it repeats on a
yeah,
certain cycle. For example, 1 week, 2 weeks. So in most of the non-commercial establishments, they are doing cycle menu. So for example, when I studied caregiver and we had our OJT
mm,
in Old Folks Home. So we are planning menu. So for example, for this one whole week, okay, we will plan Monday breakfast, lunch, dinner, Tuesday breakfast, lunch, dinner. Then only when we go, then when the one who will go to the market, right? So they know already what to buy because it's already planned. So for
yes,
example, you need to buy, for example, breakfast porridge, lunch rice or veggie and fish, then dinner for example just rice also for example. So you already know the portion, how many will eat. So they can already plan how much of ingredients they need to buy. They will not buy more than the requirement in the menu cycle. For example, in the hospital, if it is a government hospital, not unlike in a serviced accommodation like restaurant. If a customer order this food, then they will prepare. Then they already buy in bulk, big portion. Why? There are some ingredients that is not available immediately. So they need to buy it in bulk. Okay? So these are
stop.
some of the example. Then the grading. I'm skipping some slides because I want to
Yes,
highlight in some part. This is what I was sharing with you earlier. If you could notice, you see that this
yes,
eh,
hello, hello,
you see this?
delivery. Sorry,
No worry.
delivery.
So
Okay,
if you could see this one, the star rating, this is what I was sharing with you earlier.
star rating.
Okay, 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star. So let's say 1 star. Courteous staff providing the on top this one please take note from here is just go up. Courteous staff provide an informal yet competent service. The majority of rooms are en suite and a designated dining areas serve breakfast and daily and dinner most evenings. That is per star. This one is the description of seconds up 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, and 5 star.
One star.
Common, how we categorize our accommodation or our hotel.
I'll take a screenshot so that I can take down later.
Mm, mm.
Yeah, I can take a screenshot then so that later if I'm free I can take down.
Okay, no, I can also, that's what I'm saying. I will, this one is recorded, and then I will upload it in our Google Classroom. Then you
Yeah,
can
sure.
watch again. You can watch again this one. So let's say 2-star, all rooms are en suite or have private facilities. Before I forget, Grace, I don't know whether I already asked you, those words you are not familiar, you highlight it.
Yeah, I have some. I'll take note about it.
You have the words that those words that you are not familiar, first time you hear, you can take photo tomorrow we have class.
Okay.
Can
Just
which
highlight
time you are not very busy, afternoon or evening?
evening.
Evening. I think tomorrow also the same timing.
Sure, sure.
Better if you are, or are you going out tomorrow? No.
No, I'm not off because tomorrow morning, Tanya is going to China. I went to China with some school activities, so I'm alone at home, but I need to clean the morning out to afternoon, so I need so that evening I'm free.
Then evening, around 7 o'clock also.
Sure.
Then
Then
what?
we can advance the classes so that on 18, you are in the Philippines on 18, right?
Lalabas ka
Yes.
ba?
Oo, labas ako sa
Pwede
18.
naman.
We can advance so that your
Actually, what
friend
I will do also, I will do recording.
yeah.
Then you can watch it in our Google Classroom. So even you don't see me, I will record my lesson in the Google Classroom
Sure.
also. Okay. So what I need from you, those words that you are not familiar, take photos, send it to me so that tomorrow I can explain it to you.
Sure. I have some words I'm not familiar. I Google it, but I highlight already. So I'll send it
Then I can further
to
explain to you, make it simple. Make it simple.
yeah.
You have any more questions, clarifications?
It's all clear for me because I was asking you also. So you're a good teacher. Yeah, really. I can understand you well. So well. It's
Okay,
been
Okay.
yeah.
So, tomorrow we will have the next lesson, and also I will give you more explanation, but for now what we highlighted is the history where this hospitality started. And you cannot, as I mentioned, you cannot separate hospitality and tourism and travel.
So her tourism, hospitality, and travel is only one term.
No, not one term, but link.
Link.
Because
It's
for example,
included, something like that.
yes, because for example, travel, right?
Yes.
But for us, we are not considered anymore as tourists. Nagets mo ba ako?
Ulit.
Okay. We are not consider ourselves as tourists anymore. Why? Because there is earning involved.
Oh, okay. So
Okay?
tourist means the people who come from another country to another country like vacation, that is the tourist.
Exactly.
Okay.
That there is no earning involved.
All
Not
right.
like us. Because when we are in Singapore, we are already earning. So we are not considered as tourists anymore. Even you see, that's why there's always a misconception. Oh, I'm not Singaporean, so I'm tourist here. The term is
Foreign.
wrong. The term is wrong. Why? To be considered as tourist, you are in a country for some purposes, whatever purposes, but not for earning, not involving earning, and you are not in the country for more than a year of not going back to your country of origin. yun yung hindi ka na tourist.
We're
Technically,
foreign.
yes, you are not Singaporean, pero kumbaga nandito ka sa Singapore pero kumikita ka na anything involve earnings, hindi ka consider sa country as tourist. Hindi rin consider tourist yung mga nag-stop over lang. For example, hindi direct yung flight mo, meron kang layover.
Mm-mm.
Yun hindi ka din tourist doon. Hindi ka considered as tourist kasi 'di ba
Dumaan ka lang, no?
So, 'di ba may travel, yung word na travel when you move out from your place of origin going to another place, that is travel. All right? And then tourism means you are enjoying, depends to the reason. What are the reasons? Study, what else? For medicine. That's why you see Singapore is one of the best place for health tourism.
Like
Even though,
example, you are in the Philippines, right? Then you're going to other Palawan. It's called tourism.
yes,
The
but domestic tourism.
okay.
Because there are two types of tourism. That one we will discuss in the last chapter.
Sure.
There are two types of tourism. That is, we have domestic and international tourism. When you say domestic, you are Filipino traveling within the boundary of Philippines. You are Singaporean, but very difficult to visualize in Singapore because very small place. So, Singaporean traveling within Singapore, you are considered as domestic tourist. Okay? If you are Malaysians traveling from within the boundary of Malaysia, that is still considered as domestic tourism. But if you cross the border,
It's
that
international
is
tourism.
international tourism. When you use your
Like you
passport,
are in Singapore going to Malaysia.
that is already considered as international, even you just cross the bridge. As long as you use passport, that is
Okay.
international tourism. And that also include hospitality. Why? Because there is you need accommodation. What? When you travel, you need accommodation. When you
Yes.
travel, you don't tell me you will not eat. You will not drink. So when we talk about hospitality earlier, we talk about food,
Food and
beverage,
beverage.
accommodation.
Yeah.
Correct? So that's why you cannot separate these three words: hospitality, tourism, and travel, because these are linked. Okay? When you travel, you need place to sleep. You cannot sleep in the park there in the country, right? You also need to eat. When you travel to foreign country, you also want to enjoy their attractions. Even it's free, you still want to explore the place, their attractions. Okay? So these are all together. You cannot separate travel and tourism. That's why I say travel and tourism, and then also accommodation. You cannot separate because these are all interlinked with each other. Okay? Tell me tomorrow, tell me what are the words that you are not very familiar. You tell me in advance so that I can no need to spend my time to search for you. Let's say tonight or tomorrow morning, you tell me the word that tomorrow when we have the class, I can give you some explanation about the words that you are not familiar. First chapter. Okay, then tomorrow we will be continuing few more for first chapter, and then we will go with the second chapter. Second and third chapter
See
tomorrow.
you later.
Cannot. Later or tomorrow, no problem. Then our class, we have our class tomorrow around 7 o'clock para hindi ka na busy din. Na.
Zoom pa rin.
Zoom na lang. I think Zoom na
Oo.
lang tayo para mas hingi na lang ako ng link kay Sir ano. And then now what I will do, the one that we had the class, right? I will what do you call this? I will try to upload in the Google Classroom. I'll see whether the audio is clear so that you can watch again
Sure.
our audio. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Then I'll see you tomorrow.
Same time.
Yeah, same time. Okay, so sorry earlier may mga distractions. Biglang
It's
nag-change.
fine.
Okay, bye-bye.
Everything is not perfect. Thank you, teacher.
Bye-bye. Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night.